Yo, hello? Dad? Is that you? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Look at that, we're in there. What's up, friends? How we doing? It is Sunday, our last stream of the week. And, yeah, I'd say it's been a pretty productive week so far. I, said I was going to clean up a bunch of my stash after stream yesterday, and then I simply did not do that until, like, literally, like, 2 minutes ago. So yeah, we still have them in my inventory. We didn't even have time to bury the evidence. That's how recently it was. So let's put all those away. And hope that some of these roll into a way that's not a pain in the ass. Ugh, it's not looking good. Okay, I'm deleting all of those, and we're just gonna transmute the rest of them. I could have kept the less recovery rate ones for the Flicker Strike build, but it's the principle, you know? All three of them rolled bad. That one. How about this one? Yeah, that's better. So, yesterday we did two difficulty 4 count Jeffs. Beat them both, despite what the evidence tells you. The video game's lying. We did kill him. And we found that there's a Citadel there. The old Jamanra. Why do I feel like I can't zoom out enough? They've rolled back the zoom thing. There's a Doriani there. Jamanra. I thought there was another. Thought I had another wolf boy somewhere. But I guess not. That's okay. We still have 3 Citadels to go to. It'll probably be tough for me to get all of that done today and like clear out some of the tablets we used. Honestly, this one's like super far away because we have to go all the way around. So I guess we'll start over here. I think if I go like here and then over, we might be able to go from here and then like down and up. If there's a connection between these two sides over here, and that's not a giant ass lake. We'll find out, I guess. Valve Factory or Hidden Grotto. Not a great set of choices. Let's do Steaming Springs instead. I know what I did that's connected to this one. Oh. Turns out this one is connected to both that and this, somehow. Cool. I'll take it. So yeah, today is going to be the last stream of the week. I think next week I'm probably going to try out the Diablo 4 Season 7 or whatever the hell it is. Mostly because I just want to get through the season journey, not because I'm like grinding for a whole long while. And it would probably be not bad to take a small break from PvE2 while we're waiting for the next major patch. I'm not really burnt out on it. It's just like it's to preempt the burnout. So, some people have been asking me to revisit the monkey build that I did in the Vessel of Hatred season, so I'll probably end up doing that. And then if we do a second character, we can branch out from there. Damage is fire, damage is fire. Max life, max life. Seeing a trend here. About right there. Fun. That did not stun nothing. Didn't even almost stun nothing. I blame the Delirium, honestly. It's probably a not insignificant cause of our problems right now. Damn, did that not pause the timer at all? Kinda thought it would, that's why I spent the time doing this. Oh well. Would you look at that? Delirium ends, suddenly I'm priming everything properly. And we rolled out of it. YEET. Excuse me. God bless the pause button. Work. These little Undertaker dudes, maybe one of my favorite enemies. They're the only enemies that say anything, and they're just like, you know what? Work. So much work to do with all these damn skeletons. But I think they like raise the skeletons from the dead or something, which is kind of seems counterproductive for their career field. So I don't know what that's about, but it's something. Midnight Braid. Damage taken recouped as mana by 50%. Oh yeah. And +5 to element. Oh, it goes up to 10. Okay, we just got unlucky. Oh, interesting. It would be funny, funny to use that with the Wandering Reliquary or whatever that one is. The 50% recoup, damage prevented. Job's done. All we had here was corruption and expedition, I believe, and we've dealt with both. Good enough.
Ancient power.
Charm duration damage while you have an active charm. Quattle's Molt. Haven't seen that one before. Just kidding, I guess I've seen both of these. Not that I remember. But okay. Wow, it's bad. So this idea is already doomed to failure, it seems. There is Ghost there, and there is exactly zero connection to anything else at this tower. So it looks like if we want to get to this Jamanra, we're going to have to go all the way around up here. And then all the way back down. So maybe we're better off going down this way first. This way first, I mean. And then trying to go up through here rather than like up and down. And then like over and out. You know? So I was going to go for that tower, but we'll hold off on that for right now and start going this way instead.
Favors me.
Say it. We'll keep finding hammers that are like almost really, really good. And then they're always missing like one or two key mods, and then the slamming never goes well. So I'm like halfway motivated to pick up hammers. And on the other hand, it's so much disappointment every time it doesn't work out. And again, the last one that failed, the last one that was like almost good and then failed to become really good was just good enough to sell for 3 div within like a couple hours. So it's a little disappointing, but not worthless. So probably still worthwhile. when we have rage, we still are doing a little too much stun, and it's kind of awkward. But the earthquake is killing the things that it heavy stuns. It's just the monsters are alive for longer, so they're a little bit like they pose a risk for a little longer. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it still seems to be working out pretty well. Pretty sure we just dunked on at least 2 rares there.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
That bug did not die. Actually took a 0 damage somehow. Weird. I know for a fact that bug was standing on an earthquake. Oh, that's not good. I was really trying to get the hammer to drop on the essence and everything else at the same time, but I either got stunned out of it or I had to move before I could finish the animation. But it all worked out. It only took all of my health flasks. What's that? And it's bad. Nice. Man, it's kind of a bummer running through a zone that doesn't have any towers. After all the time we spent farming, like, super dense tower areas, this feels weird. I don't like it. Oh yeah, yesterday we threw a ritual tablet down here. I think that might actually be the first time I ever used one. But this build's so, like, this build handles expedition, or handles ritual so easily that, like, it would be kind of silly not to. Also, omens are, like, the good ones are, like, giga expensive, and I had no idea until I looked at them yesterday and saw that they're, like, some of them are, like, 3,000 exalts, or, you know, like, 10 div or something. I thought the only valuable thing was, like, divine orbs. Very, very slim chance at a mirror, and, like, audience with the king.
A rare treasure.
We really down to 2 rares left. What the hell? Did this map have an expedition or something? No, no, it was just corruption. We were talking about how depressing this area was because they had no towers. So nothing has mechanics, pretty much. Or at least nothing I could really see. There was one boss above us, but that's kind of the wrong way. Then again, maybe not. Oh no, it was below us, and that's the wrong way. But there are bosses around here. It's all seepage. But at least there's something. I haven't yet to do Sun Temple a single time. Like, maybe we try it today. It's the Kopek boss, or whatever his name is. But for now, to the Rust Bowl.
A storied artifact.
Not sure why, but I think I really just don't like shrines in PoE 2. Aside from, like, the speed shrine and the elemental res shrine, like the XP shrine. Like, those ones are alright, but the rest of them, see, and I'm kind of just like, dude, why do I have this on my map? I mean, Path of Exile 1, they're great, but I think for the most part, maybe the difference is the ones in PoE 1 are more buff your character in some way rather than like just add elemental attacks and damage to your stuff. Like the lightning bolts and the ice stuff. I mean, there are a couple of those, but I feel like there's more options that just make your character do what your character normally does, but stronger somehow. And that's there's still shrines that do that in PoE 2, but for some reason it just doesn't feel as good. Maybe it's because it's a pain in the ass to click on. Maybe it's something else. I have no idea. But the fact remains, I don't like them. Are those trample toes? Sure is. Move speed, armor, attribute requirements. 30% of overkill damage to enemies within 2 meters of the enemy killed. That's pretty funny. Step on them, dude. That's a lot of life on that. Chaos, Cold, and Int. I do not have an Exalted Orb to slam on it for no reason. If it hit a big old flat Int or flat evasion roll, that'd be pretty sick. Map's done. To the next.
Ancient power.
Evasion. I mean, it did hit a little bit of flat evasion. I was hoping for a little more than that, though. Hey, yo, Tristo. Thanks for the raid, buddy. How was your stream? Also, welcome, everybody. My name's Waluko, for those that don't know me. I make guides on YouTube about Path of Exile and generally like other ARPG stuff. I only have a couple Diablo 4 guides, but I've been meaning to make more. And yeah, we do funny builds on stream. Mondays, no, what is it? Wednesdays through Sundays. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Queenie, Knight, Daz, how y'all doing? What's going on? How you been? Let's see what this goes up to. Stream was fine until stream crashed like 4 times in a row. Oof, that's a stressful time. This basically has nothing on it, doesn't it? Probably not worth all that. But I'll throw it in there anyways. Tired, off to bed early? Gotcha, gotcha. I can relate. I'm fucking out of it, man. Well, I hope you're able to get your stream issues figured out. Nothing ruins a streamer's day quite like technical difficulties. Gotcha, I appreciate it. Hell yeah. Hey yo, Slick! This is the first time in like 2 weeks I've gotten to run this map. Right now we're just we found a bunch of citadels in the same like general area, so we're just kind of working our way through them for easy money. Assuming I don't die. Yesterday we did Count Jeff 2 times on difficulty 4, which I didn't think we'd be able to do bosses on difficulty 4, but we got kind of a neat little setup with war cries going that kind of like doubled or 2.5x to my my damage, so that was pretty sick. But really it's only worth like using on bosses because it's a little bit of setup, but when it works it just kind of bops shit. Only problem is this is an armor character, and as much recovery as we have through Chronomancer's recoup stuff, it's still tough to survive the one-shot sometimes. Is this a warrior or a sorceress? It sure is, Mr. Botter. A whole Chronomancer, even. Hey, thanks for that follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've taken an entire total of 1 sorceress node, or 1 like, you know, spellcaster node. Because it's mandatory. But yeah, after that it's straight down here. Probably should have just let the earthquake take care of all that. Earthquake will probably kill most things, but its delay is so long, and we're not using the reduced duration support or anything like that. So it just kind of feels like I'm sending my damage in the mail and waiting for it to arrive, you know? So I like to clear things with Bone Shatter instead. Play Demon Witch? Ah, hell yeah. What ability? I'll do it. You only collect health regen. Hell yeah. I actually love doing that because regen or recovery in general is so scarce in this game compared to 1 that when you do have a lot of it, it feels really good. So long as you don't get one shot. Already getting stronger on its own. It's growing. It's becoming sentient. I'm sure it's fine. Full inventory, have an ass.
has a history of its own.
Can't wait to get Whispers of the Brotherhood when I try and chance that Sapphire Orb into a Dream Fragments. Well. Works for me. 247 health and 220 regen. What the hell? So are you're still early on in the character, or are you somehow at 247 health in the endgame? I think, like, by the time you're level 70, you probably can't have that little health, right? Because of the passive health gain on level up. That's actually incredible either way. Damn you, proximal tangibility. Sam. Not very exciting. Would you look at that? We did it. Flat fire to attacks, crit bonus, a bit of res, a bit of life more flat to attacks. Maybe we just throw that in there. That's a lot of damage.
Ancient power.
More monster life is kind of bad for me. Doable, but kind of annoying because it makes it harder to stun enemies. And stunning enemies is the primary way in which I clear. Not very strong with 200 stacks of Demon Flame. Hexblast exceeds 300k. Dear fuck. That's pretty good. So you are in the endgame. What the hell? It's actually incredible. I guess your health is low to, because the Demon Flame makes you lose a portion of your life, right? So the less you have, the less you lose. It's kind of neat. All right, one more basic ass map, and then we can actually, you know, do fun things. Unless you include the tower in the basic ass map pool, in which case then it's 2. Hidden Grotto, gross. Let's do that one. Sparks from map here. Sounds reasonable. I'm rich.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
You know, I said taking monster life makes it harder to stun enemies, but we're kind of stunning them too much as it is, so maybe it's okay now. Maybe we try it. I'm like 70% certain I missed a rare right here. Is it a kind of all that kind of thing always happens in this map? But I guess we'll find out as we clear through it all. Been a lot of network problems in the games for 2 days. Ping increases and decreases a lot. I haven't had too much issue myself. I think the only disconnect I had recently was yesterday, and that was my entire internet shitting itself. Can't play. Damn. Is there like another data center anywhere nearby, like in your region that you can try? Because I know I'm kind of between the Canada East one and the Washington DC one, and when one of them starts acting like shit, I swap to the other one, and usually it's fine. It worked at first, then you started teleporting again. Yikes. And the old PowerPoint teleportation process. Yikes. Well, I hope it evens out soon. Hey, we didn't miss a rare. Let's go. I'm a professional map clearer, turns out. Alright, get me the hell out of here. Don't want to spend any longer in that tile set than I have to. Hive, but at least we have rituals. Or we can go do a boss in Abyss. That boss doesn't move from his little center spot, so it's pretty easy, all things considered. But let's go get ourselves a 10 div omen, shall we? Or a divine orb. The one that I've been deferring for like 2 days now. Wait until the update comes. Yeah, hopefully it's not too much farther away. But I do kind of wish they would have started talking about what's coming in it by now. Maybe I need, or actually what would be kind of fun, probably, is some increased stun duration. So that if we do stun a screen full of enemies because I did too much stun buildup, they get stunned for the entire duration of the earthquake. So they can't actually do anything until it explodes. That would be kind of nice, but I don't know how I would get that kind of investment. I suppose another jewel socket would be 2 points. A level and a half seems doable. Most of the time we're pretty tanky. It's just, you know, sometimes we get a little smacked around on occasion. Our divine orb did come back. Is there a warrior ability that can use without weapons? Well, if you're not being picky, you can use war cries without weapons. Totem abilities probably also work without weapons, but I assume you mean like an unarmed hit, and I'm not sure. When I get out of this map, I'll look at the skill gems and... I don't know, here's one. Warrior demon. Yeah, just run around war crying. I'm kind of surprised something like Perfect Strike doesn't say it can be used unarmed. Actually, I think probably none of these can, because a lot of the unarmed skills, or actually probably all of the unarmed strikes, are in the quarterstaff. There's Mantra of Destruction. No, not that one. Hand of Chayula. Even if you have a quarterstaff on, it'll do an unarmed attack. Shattering Palm. Staggering, like all the palm things. But I think we're also going to get more unarmed stuff. Probably in the primal section for Druid. Though how much of that will be shape-shifting attacks rather than like actual unarmed attacks that you can use while shape-shifted is something that remains to be seen. Because I have no idea how the Druid's actually going to work. Although the day that it comes out is the day I start playing it, because that was the class I was most excited for. You defer that again. I don't really want to re-roll, because if there's something nice in there and I can't afford to defer it, I'll probably cry. Warrior Demon would be cool, but isn't like the buff you get for being in demon form, isn't that specifically like +6 to all spell skills and then like cast speed or something? I love speed shrines, but it feels so wrong on this character. I should not be this fast.
There is power in this object.
Meow, meow. Fuck. Actually, I guess if you're playing Hex Blast and you don't want to manual cast the curses, you could use
Story of its own.
Hand of Chayula, if you're not already. So that says, dash to an enemy, strike them with an unarmed attack, applying socketed curses and marks with a reduced effect. Sure, it's reduced effect, but you're blowing up the curse anyways. So, you know. Just auto-applies that shit. Yeah, I wanted to look, is there anything worth getting in the ritual tree? Always have 4 altars, spawn a wisp. Increased tribute gain to players close to it. Reroll favors at an additional time, and it's cheaper. Altars deal more damage. Deferral is cheaper and faster. 2 additional packs. No penalty to tribute granted. I didn't know there was a penalty to tribute granted. Interesting. Yeah, I guess this branch would be kind of nice. We'd have to beat Audience with the King though, and those are like giga expensive. So I'd be really hard pressed to run it even if I did find one. Yep. 8 divines. Or 7.5, however you feel like calling it. But let's do this tower. I suppose I could go do that tower first as well, and then go do the Citadel. It is an option. I'm running a little low on 15s. So we'll use a 14. Preferably one that does not have grid on it. It counts as 15 anyways because of the corruption. We're definitely suffering from success with all this rage. Just realized we're at 50% XP to the next level. So it might be kind of a bad idea to go do all these sketchy ass bosses, but when has that ever stopped me? Hive again. I do kind of want to go do that tower. Monster Life was a mistake when we did it in Forgotten or Untainted Paradise. Let's see if it's a mistake in a normal map as well. Seems to work out just fine. So far, so good. We also had like a billion rares and magic monsters in that Untainted Paradise yesterday. Unfortunate that it hit all that accuracy rating instead of a real fizz roll.
Khan favors me.
Yeah, looks like a rare. Looks like he dodged my hammer too. One more rare on the other side of the map. Still really tempted to go get that third tower on the top after this. I don't know if I said that, but I was thinking about it when I was looking at the Atlas. The tower we were about to do at the very beginning of the stream would cover about half of the area we're doing maps in right now. It's only 2 more maps, but then that's like 2 more whole maps we gotta run before even attempting the Citadel we're directly adjacent to. I don't know if I want to wait that long. But also, more tablets is more better. Bro. How much energy shield did this dude have?
Khan favors me.
Oh yeah, I guess he had a bunch of life too, so. Those mods combined are usually pretty bad.
A storied artifact.
This one. Actually, yeah, let's do that backwash, and then we do this tower, and then we do that tower. And then we go to Stone Citadel. And just to keep myself from getting tempted to do this tower as well, and then get sucked into this tower over here, we're going to go down this way and then over. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, what tier 1 Waystone in my tier 15? Hell yeah. Love to see that. If I take the bell the monks use, would my DPS increase? Probably not. I doubt I could ever even build up the combo to use it. I mean, amazing. If the bell was on top of the bosses, I would probably do a slight amount of extra damage just because there's an extra hit going out. But I doubt it would be worthwhile to use, or like make the effort to use. On top of that, my attack speed's really low. And another, like, really major application of the bell is to apply ailments. I do fire damage to some extent, but it's mostly on accident. Just because that happens to be the best way to add more damage than what I was doing before. The way we get that fire damage is pretty much exclusively through Infernal Cry when I do actually use it. Between that, there's that, and then there's also Herald of Ash, which is the reason everything's exploding into fire in the first place. But again, that's just there because it's one more way to make enemies explode rather than a way that I would specifically like to use as a way to deal fire damage. But usually I think of the bell as like a shock plus freeze. Just builds that shit up real quick.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
That was 2 meteors on the same spot. Toxic as hell. Alright. For a long time I kept these tablets really well sorted, but then I got tired of doing that, so now they're all mixed up. Let's go with that one. And then this one. Make it all cheaper, why not? Gonna make a Delirium map. You dropped 2 divines today. You take the little emotions you got from the Delirium, and then you right click on it, put a map in, and putting different emotions in there gives different modifiers and different amounts of deliriousness, which more delirious means more damage reduction and more damage dealt by monsters. So like, I guess I can show multiple. The red one was magic monsters, pink one is Exile, and then the greed is rarity. There's another one that a lot of people like to use that adds more rare monsters to the map. I've heard is really good. I think that's might be paranoia. Yeah, but it's 12% delirious per thing, so you end up with 36% if you're using all 3. That could be quite a bit of added difficulty. Yo, rarity. Nice. Died when you start teleporting and close the game. Rip that XP. My condolences.
A rare treasure.
Do you have like energy shield on top of that 227 life or the 240 life, or are you just running around with triple digit HP in maps? 4.5k, gotcha. That makes a little more sense. Grim Feast, hell yeah. Grim Feast is so damn good. Stacks to 10k, yep. And Demon Flame doesn't drain energy shield? Kinda thought it did all of it, but I've never played that class, so I have no idea. Sick. Damn, that's a lot of bosses. And it's looking like a resounding no. These don't connect very close to this area. Video game really does not want me going over to this Citadel. Kinda toxic, not gonna lie. Around the towers again. I think Lost Towers might still be the worst layout for you know, beacons. They did all this work to rework it, and it's still my least favorite. What's Bayra doing here as a rare? At least this one was a little faster. Did not have to full clear the zone. health stack. Hell yeah. The buffs drop from creatures, and as you collect them, your health accumulates. Oh, does it go over your normal max? Your normal max, kind of like Grim Feast, but with health. That's actually crazy. Yeah, the main reason we're doing Chronomancer with this build is so I can drop Hammer of the Gods as many times as I want. And also, in some cases, I do have a cooldown on Earthquake due to adding Expanse support for like a billion extra AoE at the cost of a cooldown. Then we can just... A, there's a 33% chance we don't consume our cooldowns, and B, we can time snap them back, both charges. So, yeah, a good time. We just don't really have to do that anywhere except bosses, and we haven't done any bosses yet today. Can turn 3k health into 6 or 7k. That sounds pretty nice. Bro, I saw those there, and I just kind of assumed that whoever shot them was going to not finish shooting them when the ritual ended. That's so toxic. I thought the encounter would just kind of disjoint them from their attack. Turns out I was wrong. That was a learning experience. And as much as I'd like to say I'm never doing Sun Temple again, it's by far the closest node to the damn tower. The Citadel, whatever the hell. Man, fuck this place. The fire isn't even really doing anything to me. I have like 87 fire res, or 80, 88. 87. It's just the principle of those damn ascended monsters doing too much damage. And I really wanted to do a boss too. Not yet, I suppose. Got 2 out of 3 rares with that. It seems like we didn't miss any. How is this not pathable? What? I was really worried we were gonna miss a rare on the first floor and then have to backtrack and do all that pain in the ass stuff. But thankfully, we're good. We did all right.
There is power in this object. I can
Get me the hell out of here. I don't want to be in this stupid zone anymore anyways.
a storied artifact.
Monster damage is pretty sketchy. Not a huge fan of all that. Sure, why not? Oh, look, another Sun Temple. Fantastic. Let's try again, I guess. Also, the second time around that map, you failed the Citadel. Will it open again? Open again. No, you cannot. Gotta find another one, unfortunately.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
Even their auto attacks hurt so damn much. Part of that's the 30 or 40% extra damage I gave them as gold, but I still have 79% max gold res and 3,000 health. So like, the fact that they're still chunking me so hard is a little annoying. Turns out in the ritual you actually don't take the sun debuff. Reduced his health very quickly. He did not switch to phase and continued fighting. Yeah, that is a common issue that has existed in Path of Exile 1 for a very long time as well. Sometimes bosses will hit their phasing health threshold and then just not phase for a while, and they'll keep attacking, so you just have to keep dodging, and there's nothing you can do about it. It is very annoying. And that was one of the things that I was hoping they would kind of fix for the bosses in 2, but clearly not. At that point, DM form can do it. You able to manually disengage the DM form? I guess that would kind of suck. Having to restack everything. I'm just gonna defer that immediately in case I die. One thing I will say about the bosses of Path of Exile 2 that are much better than the Path of Exile 1 is there's been no real, like, free boss RP, like dialogue or anything like that, as far as I've seen, and it's very, very good. So in Path of Exile 1, some of them have like almost a full minute of dialogue before you, between like walking in to start the fight and then like the fight actually starting. Super annoying. You hate Doriani? Yeah, it's like that, but like 3 times longer. Man's a yapper for sure. I need him to hit me so I get some rage. That did not give me rage, as it was supposed to. I tried to let one hit me. It was a bad idea. Fuck. Man, fuck this boss. And this entire map. I don't know why that spell hit didn't give me rage. But that's just how it goes, I guess. Because that was definitely a hit. It says gain 2 rage when hit by an enemy. Any damage that isn't damage over time. Spell hit counts. But if we could have gotten the rage, we could have been doing 500,000 damage per hammer hit, and if the hammer had procced aftershocks, then we would have blasted him down in no time at all. That was why I was trying to take that risk to do it. Well, it looks like we're doing it again. Thank God it's not another Sun Temple. I would rather do Val City, honestly. Boss and everything. Viper, not a problem at all. Yeah, this is 90% stun threshold. So enemies are like real tough to stun now. Which we were having the issue of too much stun buildup before. Let's see, so that's... We don't have so much to... that we're able to blast through that extra 90%. Why isn't there a sword or something? They just haven't gotten to it yet. I'm very excited for there to be more than one type of, or well, more than 2 types of melee weapons, so. Axes were pretty much always the go-to, like, 2-handed weapon in Path of Exile 1, so like, I'm kind of interested to see how they are in this game. Though I really want to see the sword abilities as well. Proximal tangibility. My ass. Oh, that's why. He has Executioner Aura. I didn't even see it. Good thing we came over here, because there's a rare. There are 4 rares. 5 even. Because we left one in the corner.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
I'm just gonna keep clearing till I find another checkpoint so I can teleport there. I think the ignite from Herald of Ash killed him. Skills look so cool. Hell yeah, I agree. Thank you. Hammer of the Gods is so sick. That was the whole idea behind the build. The earthquake business, that was like, I figured that out while I was like making the character, when I specifically was trying to make it to use the Skyhammer thing. If I could, I would be using it all the time, like nonstop. But it just doesn't have enough range or speed to really work in most situations.
Garukan favors me.
Last one. Still can't believe I died to that boss. That was so dumb. I thought I'd be able to take one little projectile, get rage, and then dumpster him, but it just went so poorly. Alright. I think we have to do Steaming Springs before I do the Copper Citadel.
Ancient power.
So we'll see, we should be able to take care of that boss, like, zero problems at all. Whoa. That's a hammer. Wow. That is definitely a hammer. What the fuck? Uh, 507, so that's 254 average hit, or 253 and a half. But also crit chance and crit bonus built in. Rage stat came to you, not to the character. For real. Actually true. Rage and sadness stacks as well. Let's do a little price check, shall we? It could be higher because we don't have a second percent fizz roll, but that's like 5 really good mods. Critical hit chance. Critical damage bonus. We'll just do 3% and then 30%. And then damage is like, I guess we can do DPS is 253.5 times 1.45. So it's like 350. For the physical DPS, and there's a little more on top of that with the fire. Alright. Who needs it? The next highest one with these mods is 223 Fizz DPS. Okay, let's take the leech out and then do 30. Maybe we're a little too specific right now. That's 309 for 3 divines. YEET, excuse me, so sorry. 429 with more crit chance, less crit bonus for 2 divines? Is there really nobody using hammers or like one-handed maces? Thank you. It's probably not 7. But we're going to start it at 7 and then walk it down. Which, come to think of it, I think I have a couple things that were a little overpriced. That can go down. I never gave this a price. It's probably more like 10. I guess it was just that amulet. Alright. We did finish the map, right? Looks like it. Because we can go there now. Thank God. I'm never doing that again. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. We are going to go do that tower. It's right there, and not doing it is a waste. And it's Alpine Ridge. It's not the towers. Let's go. Work, work, work. Alright, Mr. Botter. Appreciate you hanging out. Have yourself a good night. Yeah, thanks for chatting. Spell damage and stuff on kill. More rituals. Alright. One more map, and then the actual boss. Why do all my tier 15s have to be bad? The Monster Life one wasn't the worst ever. Enfeeble's a little bit of a bummer, but at least it's not an offensive mod. Steaming Springs boss is relatively easy, so I'm not too worried about giving it more monster life. Not even a little bit. Oh hey, checkpoint locked in the ground again. Yo, what's up, last lap? How's it going? Hell yeah, glad to hear it. I'm doing pretty good. A little tired, a little out of it. We've died twice today in the same map, or the same tile set, so I'm kind of forswearing ever doing that tile set ever again. But you know, these things happen sometimes. All in all, I can't complain that much. I'm still having a good time with the build. The Rat Tornado doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but what they don't tell you in the description is it shreds armor, and that's kind of not my favorite thing ever. What did we get? Hey, yo, I can afford my Divine now. Nice. Question is, do I buy it right away? Or do I defer it a couple more times? So that way I can afford to, like, buy it and reroll and buy something else? I think I'm just going to buy it right away, because then in future rituals we won't have to worry about it anymore. May as well. Anyway. Plus, if I die now, I don't lose it. Oh, hey, the boss. Alright, let's actually show this off properly this time, shall we? Yo, she got extra energy shield? That's toxic. Damn, unlucky. Out of hammers. I think that stun knocked her out of the radius. Kinda counterproductive. Yeah, that's wasted. See, that kind of chunking was more what we were going for, but we just kept getting unlucky with aftershocks, and she'd keep getting stunned out of the radius and all that business. So clearly not the most reliable thing, but it's kind of cool when it works out. Alright, let's finish the rest of this map. Oh, also I forgot that was 80% monster life, and she got the energy shield mod, which I think that's like 25% life as energy shield, so it's like yeah, 178 plus another 25% of that total. Which would be like 220% of normal life, plus it kept her regenerating every time she went underground. Basically, fucking toxic. Dropping stuff from the sky is my job.
There is power in this object.
Kind of hope they add the anchor drop as a skin or as like a cosmetic for Hammer of the Gods. I kind of like that way better than the hammer. You give like a small lore drop in this game? I know nothing. You want like an in-game lore drop or like just how the game works kind of lore drop? Or like a story lore, I guess. Basically, the general idea of it, at least from a gameplay perspective, was that a lot of people consider it a spiritual successor to Diablo 2 if you played it, if you played that, or like any of the Diablo games. It's like a very hardcore, like kill as many monsters as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, or like kill as many monsters as possible as quickly as possible, get as much loot as possible, and just kill more. Use that loot to kill more monsters to get more loot. That's the basic idea. There's a lot of math to be done to figure out how to actually make builds work. A lot of a lot of RNG in the game. A lot of like really rare shit that's difficult to find, and the game can be frustrating sometimes, but when you do get the stuff you're looking for, and when things work out and your build finally gets on when your build gets working and like finally clearing really difficult stuff, and then that starts paying out rewards, it feels really, really good. Like the struggle is kind of elevates the positive feelings of the rewards. So there's definitely some frustration points, and it's far from a perfect game, but it's pretty fun. A lot like Diablo, I think it's better or worse. It's that's a hard question to answer, because I think the way I prefer to describe it is it's different. Because Diablo, particularly Diablo 4, I never played Diablo 2, so I have no comment on how those are different. But Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 are much more casual, which some people think is a bad thing. I think it's good. Like it's a good thing for there to be games in this genre for like more people. But Path of Exile is much more complex. Like there's a lot more depth in the character mechanics and stuff. Not that there's no complexity and depth in Diablo builds. It's just like this is the skill tree for your passive shits, and every class is on the same skill tree, and you can do whatever you want. Like I'm playing a spellcaster as a melee character right now. And I started in the area that has like all of the spell boosts, and instead of going and taking those points, I went down here and started taking all the stuff that buffs like hammer attacks and strength and armor and all that crazy stuff. And somehow it's working actually very well. And any class can use any ability. So like you find these gems laying around, and like these are all the spells that I could use with like wands and staves and stuff like that would fit my class, but I can also just equip mace attacks. Or you know, I could be a spellcaster using a crossbow for some reason, or a sorceress using a crossbow for some reason. I don't know why you would, but it's a thing I could do. Coming off of Diablo 4, looking for something less solved. Well, yeah, that would describe this game very well. Path of Exile 1's pretty solved, but it's also been out for 10 years. This is brand new, and it's at least as it's got at least as much like build depth and variety as Path of Exile 1 does, if not more. It's probably more, because there's all sorts of crazy systems. Like if you want, you can actually have 2 different weapon sets. So I could wear, in addition to my double two-handed weapons, or double two-handed maces I'm using, I could put a staff in my other set of weapons, and I could also add spells. And then when I use the spell ability, it auto swaps my weapon to the staff, uses the spell, and then if I hit another mace attack, it'll auto swap back to the maces and then use that. And there's another. It's really confusing system. Oh fuck! I ruined my shit. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. It's kind of confusing to look at, but you can actually split 24 of the points on this tree so that one set of 24 is active with one weapon set, and the other set of 24 is active with the other weapon set. So, say I was using a spellcasting offhanded weapon, or a spellcasting weapon in my other set of weapons, and maces in my main hand, I could have these mace points active while I have the maces out, and then I could also put points over here that's like, I don't know, increased chaos damage for when I want to use chaos spells, if that's what my mace, or what my staff was. And those would activate when I swap the weapons. So there's like, you know, the with systems like that in place, the possibilities are like way more than they were, than they are even without that. So it gets kind of crazy. And like hot swap them. Yep. I have oh no, it's even like you could even have two weapons of the same type, say like a fire staff and a cold staff, and like if you come into your abilities, there's you can pick which weapon set you use it with. So like you could go in and say I want to use my fire spells with my fire staff, and select the one that is the fire staff. And then same with cold spells, do it for the cold staff. So yeah, it gets crazy. The thing is, it is very early in the early access process. So right now there's 1/3 of all classes that are going to be in the game. In the game right now. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes right now. 6 base classes. There's going to be a total of 12 base classes, and then each base class will have 3 subclasses. And right now, the 6 base classes in the game only have 2 subclasses each. So half of all the base classes and like 1/3 of all the subclasses are in the game right now. And on top of that, there are elemental. So there's staves and wands, which works for both elemental and occult. There's maces, crossbows, bows, and quarterstaves. So we're missing daggers with their own abilities, spears with their set of abilities, swords with their abilities, axes with their abilities, flails with their abilities, and primal, which is going to be like druids and shapeshifting and stuff. So we have like half of all the weapons and abilities in the game as well. And then that's not even talking about the support gems, which is what you use to like power up your abilities, or one of the ways you can power up your abilities. Like applies big modifiers to your stuff, like more projectile, your arrows travel faster, or deal more damage of this type or that type, or anything like that. But we're still missing bunches and bunches of these things. Actually, way less than I thought. But there will be more. There will be more. And then, like, with each layer of stuff that gets added, it all, like, multiplies with the stuff that's already in there for, like, a billion possibilities. This is actually, like, a pretty damn good amulet. So, on top of all that, there's also, like, bugs and imbalanced things. Just due to the early access state. And there's probably always going to be stuff like that, but, you know, that's part of the fun. I did finish that map. So, we're going to try a Citadel, which is like... I don't know, like one tier down from like a major boss, but not really a mini boss either. It's like a mid-level endgame boss, we'll say. Hopefully we don't get shit on. And we gave him move, attack, and cast speed. That's probably not a good idea. I did not think that through. We should have taken the one with Enfeeble. Ah, well. But yeah, Oscar, if you ever have any questions about anything, or you see something you're unsure about, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer. Yeah, we actually got rituals here. Did not realize that they were on this map. But I kind of don't want to do them till after I beat the boss. So I don't want to risk dying to something dumb on my way there. It would be a tremendous waste, because if we die, we lose this zone, and we don't get to attempt the boss again. What's that? It's bad. Don't want it. This man almost killed me. Kinda toxic.
A rare treasure.
Question is, where the hell is this boss? That man actually had 9 modifiers. Kinda wild. Energy shield, crit chance. Energy shield is stun threshold, sure. Energy shield recharge rate, sick. Minimum roll on the critical hit chance is a bit of a bummer, but the old triple energy shield mod is not such a terrible thing. I feel like I'm going in a circle. That's probably not great. But the boss is right there. Huzzah. Victory.
So, at the eve of
Alright, Dorjani.
the demon of Vatzoatl has finally come for me.
Bro, I'm a fool. I didn't realize he was attacking. I was trying to body block him inside of the hammer. And suddenly he just fucking Palpatine my ass. Rude. Kind of thrown today, not gonna lie. And my XP can't handle it. Maybe we just go farm expeditions and rituals for money. I did not sleep very much last night, so I might be a little too sleepy for bossing business. What do those look like? We got 9%, 19%, 16, and 5. Yeah, we'll just go to... You know what? Yellow. Shit. We got nothing. Go with 200. You know what it came down to? It came down to the attack speed we gave him. Because if he didn't attack that fast, I presume I wouldn't have gotten hit as fast. Like, I think that attack did speed up. So I may have had time to realize what the hell was going on before I exploded. But, oh well. Retrospect and whatnot. Hindsight. Oh, this does start to go that way. I think I'm just gonna start clearing out these areas we buffed up. We left a lot of them behind. There's even some breach stuff that we didn't finish out over here. So let's start in Rust Bowl. This has a breach and an expedition, and breach is all right on Rust Bowl. There's some pretty wide open areas. Rust Bowl. This is even better than I thought. I forgot it was this map. I was thinking Crimson Shores, which is still alright, but like not as good as Rust Bowl. Fun. When I find an Exile, I'll throw it at that to see if we get lightning damage. Alright, breach time. My favorite. Just barely went back in the radius. Easy. Can I hit from down here? I sure can. Nice. Solid breach, solid breach.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
Still no exalts. Suppose the next question is, where's the expedition? Three remaining. Suppose that makes two. There it is. Immune to fizz damage is not my favorite.
You there, local. Come here.
We did not get that blue one, but we got like 7 white ones. That should be fine. It's better.
A rare treasure.
Can I get a logbook? I haven't gotten one in like 3 days. Please. Well, fine then. Be that way. looks like that's everything. On the plus side, we've died 3 times today, meaning we've lost 30% of the XP in this level. But we're not back down to like I don't know. We've been making it back. We made at least one XP penalty back because I was up at 50% earlier, and now we're at 34. So I'd say we've gained at least 10% back. A low tier accuracy rating, really? I mean, it did hit extra lightning damage. Tier 3. It has tier 5 elemental 2 attacks and attack speed on it. Let's go with 3 div. It's probably a little excessive. Or maybe it's only like 100 exalts, but whatever. All right. We are going to continue clearing out these maps here that we have, or these areas here we have to do. But before we do that, I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs. So appreciate y'all watching. Hope you're enjoying. If you aren't even out already, make sure you smack the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, the follow button if you're watching on Twitch. And I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes to do some more expeditions and hopefully grab some logbooks to sell. Yeet. Alright, friends, we're almost ready. 2 seconds. Yo, Raphael, if you're still here, I appreciate that. But I spilled my coffee on the way up. I gotta go wipe it. 2 seconds. Alright, we're back. Got caught on some stuff today, but better late than never, right? Yeah, I appreciate that. It do be like that sometimes. So, where we left off. We were just farming some little expedition stuff, looking for logbooks for easy money. Because clearly I'm not in the correct mental state to handle bossing right now, so let's just focus on easier stuff that doesn't require as much attention. But I also acquired coffee, acquired some M&Ms. We're in there, dude. But also I'm a little low on maps. That's slightly concerning, but hopefully running these corruption maps will give us some 15s. That's not a tier 15. Nor is that. Actually, you know what we should be doing probably is regular map bosses. I guess I can drop the difficulty down a little bit. Then we lose extra tiers on it. Maybe we just go for easy bosses.
Detonation time.
This is the other worst part about Expedition. Things just kind of keep running up while you're trying to read shit. It's very annoying. We'll just let that figure itself out. Yep. Yep.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
Tier 12 is not tier 15, but it's just close enough for me to take it. I mean, something else I've been meaning to do for like 2 or 3 maps now is I have a point that's in like a small node of 8% area of effect, and as much as I love increased area of effect, it's like my favorite thing ever, I am also 1 point away from the jewel socket. That might be, we might be able to get a little more power out of the jewel socket than 8% AoE. I can even take 8% AoE in the jewel socket. So it's not even like it's a total loss. Get more than 8% actually. I think it goes up to at least 10, if not more. But I'm thinking AoE, stun duration, and probably rage on melee hit. Though I think that's kind of limited at 1. If I remember right, the only one that could go above 1 was you know, rage when you get melee hit, when you take a melee hit, or take a hit of any kind, I think is what it is. And that's not the worst thing ever, but it's also not exactly ideal. I was thinking if we have 3 rage when we hit with Bone Shatter, but if we could get that to at least 5, then it would only take 2 Bone Shatters to hit 10 rage, which is the minimum we need to trigger a Raging Cry, Enraged War Cry from Infernal Cry, which is what gives us like probably the biggest damage boost to our hammer in bossing situations. But trying to get the rage up in a boss fight by getting hit, as we've seen today, is a little risky. And having to hit the boss 4 times to hit 10, with having to hit the boss 4 times with Bone Shatter to get 10 rage is also a pain in the ass. So I guess even 1 extra point of rage on melee hit is better, because that puts us at 3 hits to hit 10. Because on the 3rd hit we'll be at 12 rage instead of 9. So yeah, stun build up AoE, a stun build up, stun duration AoE, rage on hit, and then like damage, I guess. I don't think stun duration is a very popular stat. The rage probably is. But it shouldn't be a giga expensive jewel, at least I hope not. But we'll price check after this one. Oh, this map has been done. I don't know how long ago I finished it, but it's done. We can leave whenever I want. I thought it was weird that I wasn't seeing any icons anywhere, but we were so close to fully exploring the place. Doriani,
Go on.
A step
we're not forgetting this time. We want that one. So, stun duration, area of effect, rage on melee hit. Let's just look at that. No results found, really? Why? Seems stun duration is not a modifier on rubies or anything. If it's not on rubies, it's probably not on any of the other ones. Actually, I have some time lost jewels. Would any of those be any good? Melee damage, stun threshold, AoE. It's a small radius though. One rage on melee hit. Stun threshold, melee damage. This is actually kind of sick. That would give us 2, which means 5 from 5 rage from Bone Shatter, 2 from anything else, but also quite a bit of, what was it, melee damage and stun threshold? Which I'm not as worried about the stun threshold, but it's not a bad thing. That doesn't reach any of the notables. Nor does that. We need a larger radius. That one reaches a bunch though. So if the notable is not, or if the passive is not entirely in the ring, it doesn't get the bonus. But that's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that one gets it though. So does that one. 7% on melee damage and stun threshold, and then 2 rage on hit. So then we can put this one up here. That is an option. Let's look at rubies again and see if there's anything else. Warcry buff effect probably wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Like Warcry buff effect, AoE, rage on melee hit, and I guess we could do another max fire res. That's probably expensive as shit. That jewel is so expensive, it does not exist. Skill effect duration would be a bad thing, actually. I think I'll go with the time lost jewel for now. It's kind of neat. We'll give it a shot. Do we have any maps available with bosses on them? Lofty Summit, that is the fire dragon robot thing, mini boss from like Act 3. Blackjaw. It shouldn't be too bad. Use fire damage and physical damage, that's like the two things we're good at. Got a hair in my mouth. Euros. We're actually up to 80% more monster life. Watch this boss get the energy shield mod as well. Wouldn't that be funny? Also, everything we hit with gives us rage now, so long as we keep attacking, we actually won't lose it. That's like another real benefit to having the melee, the rage on hit on a jewel instead of on the support gem for one specific ability. It's only 2, but it's enough to keep the rage from wearing out all the way. And especially with the delay on Earthquake, that's actually huge. This map is actually just like 2 really long parallel lines. But if you don't clear, it's kind of annoying if you don't clear them both at the same time. Like going all the way to the end and then coming all the way back. So we're just gonna do this and backtrack back and forth. Did I really leave one there, or is that spawned in an illegal spot? I may not actually be able to finish this map, but hopefully the map is just a little inaccurate and it's actually in the map area properly. Well, that was actually all 3 rituals too.
There is power.
I thought there was a 4th one.
I can feel it.
Yo, a transmute, wow. I'm sorry, an augment. Well, that's like 150 exalts right there. Alright, Blackjaw. If that's even your real name. Thankfully, he doesn't move very fast. Oh, I thought I died. I was about to be a little upset, not gonna lie. I just realized I'm good against fire and physical damage, which is what he does. He's also good against fire and physical damage, which is what I do. Kind of a mismatch for the ages. Bro, you have no health left. Thank you.
A rare treasure. A storied artifact.
What a helmet, dude. Oh, I didn't finish the map. We gotta go try and get that last rare. Was there a checkpoint? Yes. Did I get the one at the beginning? Also, yes. Yes, the map was inaccurate. I just walked right past a rare. Because he had proximal tangibility.
Die some.
It's my third one of those. What are they up to now? 160, 175. It's 525. Yeah, numbers and shit. Bro, can we stop? Monster life, please. I'm actually just gonna chaos spam this till it gets rid of the bad thing because I'm tired of deleting maps. That's better.
Detonation time.
Think we're good. Kind of like that. Most, I think. I'm gonna get both of the blue chests and the 2 remnants at the top. I'm just gonna run away. Let the earthquake do its business. Yeah, alright. Logbook when? It's all gold. And a breach too, because why not? Calm down with your projectiles there, mister. That's too many. Need a license for that many. Son of a bitch. I got canceled out of my earthquake cooldown. And then instead of using time snap to try and reset it, I just tried to wait it out, and that did not work. Dear heck. Why is this video game so damn hard? Well. Honestly, I think I'm just going to end the stream there. I'm a little out of it. I'm probably just going to keep dying and going back down to 30% XP. Which, we're actually still very, very slightly above where I started on XP today. Because we're at 210,000 XP per hour, and it doesn't show that if you're negative for the day. But, yeah, today's a little bit of a shorter stream than usual. I usually try and go at least 4 hours, but I'm just too out of it. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't even not already, make sure you smack the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, the follow button if you're watching on Twitch, and come see me again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more streams. We'll actually be playing Diablo 4 next week. Checking out the season. I am not gonna play it a whole lot. I just want to get through the season challenges to unlock the season journey to unlock the cosmetics. That's really my one goal with that. Give us a little bit of a breather with Path of Exile 2, and then the next week, we'll come back to it and see how we're feeling. So, that's it for me. Have yourselves a good night and a good start to your week, and I'll see you Wednesday. YEET.